Hi, Timothy Carlson here. I love classic films, I love film noir, and I love the work of artists like Orson Welles. So today we're going to take a look at a classic film that's actually just gotten a 4K release over in England that I imported, released on 4K by StudioCanal. The movie we're looking at today is The Third Man, directed by Carol Reed. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. As you can tell, this is a pretty big box here. Nice cover right there with the Ferris wheel and the principal cast. Top and the bottom of the box are just plain. Side of the box, this side is just plain. Now we open this up, we actually have some, if you notice it plays music from the film when you open it up. I really wish they had a button for that rather than it being activated by opening, just because, you know, I want to be able to open this silently once in a while. And if you look down there, you get the quote from Orson Welles. And you get this pop up here. You can kind of see that in 3 dimensions there. I can't play the music for too long because of copyright issues and stuff like that, so we'll move on. And we do get some nice bonus items in this box. We actually get 4 art cards. Here we have a card of the art for the movie. Here we've got one of the characters in the movie's passports. And then Holly Martin's the character played by Joseph Cotten in the movie. They have photos of some of the novels that his character wrote, so those are pretty cool. We get a poster of the film as well. Basically the same thing as the cover art. That looks very nice. There's a good possibility this will go up on my YouTube wall someday. There's a collector's edition booklet here as well. They even got a picture of the cat from the film in the bottom right. That's a nice touch. And there's some cool essays and info on the film. And of course some nice photos. Got some poster art from various international releases of the film. We even get a fully annotated shooting script. So you have like the full script of the movie, but you got all the annotations and writing and so forth and all the notes. I love stuff like this, being a bit of a film buff myself. We then come to the actual book here. We have characters on either side of this. This is where our movie is contained. We have a Blu-ray disc of the movie. The Blu-ray disc is Region B locked, although it is playable on the Panasonic 820 using the hack trick. I'll include a link to that up above if you want to check that out later. And then you have your 4K disc. All of the same content is on the same disc, so you don't have to turn to the Blu-ray disc just to watch the bonus features. And this, of course, is region free because it's a 4K disc. And 4K discs are not region locked with very, very few exceptions. Got more characters from the film underneath the discs. I love the way that looks. If I didn't show it off earlier, this is the back of the box. And one thing I absolutely love, all the stuff on the back of the box is printed on the back of the box. It's not a backing card. They actually printed it on the box. I don't know why more companies can't do this, so hats off to StudioCanal right there. Carol Reed's celebrated British noir, The Third Man, is widely regarded as the greatest British film of all time. Brilliantly scripted by Graham Greene and set to Anton Kara's evocative zither score, this justly celebrated classic is further enhanced by Robert Krasker's Academy Award-winning cinematography and Orson Welles in one of his most iconic screen roles. Holly Martin's naive writer of pulp westerns arrives in Vienna to visit his old friend Harry Lime, but finds that Lime has apparently been killed in a suspicious accident. Martin's, too curious for his own good, hears contradictory stories about the circumstances of Lime's death and witnesses disappear as he finds himself chased by unknown assailants. Complicating matters are the sardonic Major Calloway, head of the British forces, and Lime's stage-acting mistress, Anna Schmidt. Will Martin's curiosity lead him to discover things about his old friend that he'd rather not know? Again, I absolutely love film noir, and I love classic films. The Third Man is a great movie. I actually had an older Blu-ray of this from the Criterion Collection back in the day, but I haven't watched it in many, many years. I'm happy to say this film absolutely holds up. It's got great, well-rounded characters, a lot of plot twists, and some fantastic performances from the actors involved. Joseph Cotten, of course, plays the main star of the film, who's a writer come over to Vienna to visit his old friend, and, of course, learns that his friend's been killed and things aren't what they seem. He quickly finds himself clashing with the local authorities, including Major Calloway and a captain on the police force portrayed by Bernard Lee. Bernard Lee, of course, would later be famed for portraying the character of M in the first 10 or so James Bond films. Speaking of the Bond franchise, Guy Hamilton actually worked as an assistant director on this film. He'd later direct 4 of the Bond films, including Goldfinger, arguably the greatest one of them all. The Vienna set pieces in this movie, the setting, the post-war divided setting back in the day, that really adds something to the movie. The city of Vienna practically becomes a character in the film unto itself. There's so many characters, so many plot twists, and yet the movie's never boring and holds your interest the whole time. If you're a fan of noir-style film telling, deep characterizations, classic films, and a hell of a lot of plot twists, The Third Man is probably going to be right up your alley. The Third Man was previously restored in 4K and released on a Blu-ray disc, but now we have the actual 4K restoration on a 4K disc with the addition of HDR. And I must say, this is an absolutely gorgeous looking black and white transfer of this film. This is the way classic films in black and white on 4K should look. It's sharp, all the natural film grain is intact, there's a lot of detail. So much of this movie takes place at night, so those black levels really get pushed to their limits and tested. And I'm pleased to say that it looks absolutely fantastic. This is the way, again, classic cinema in black and white should look on a 4K disc. It's a beautiful, nearly perfect restoration. You will not be disappointed in this one if you're a fan of the movie. And there's a ton of featurettes from older versions of the film, as well as a new featurette that's on, saving the film from an old archival audio interview. But then you get a lot of, older scenes and footage as well, including commentary tracks, other featurettes. There's a whole lot of stuff here that'll keep you busy for a while. You might have seen some of this before on previous releases of the movie, but again, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with what you get here. The Third Man is a cinematic classic, and StudioCanal has absolutely done right by the film here. I do hope we get a stripped-down, no-swag version of the movie eventually, but as is, this release is very well done. I do wish the fold-open gimmick was maybe done a little better, because I don't want the music playing every time I open this up. But aside from that one little caveat, this is a fantastic looking release, packed with bonus features, and of course the film itself is one of the all-time greats. Absolute highest recommendations here if you want to import this one. How about you? Are you a fan of The Third Man? Do you think it's one of the best performances from Joseph Cotten and Orson Welles? What do you think of the supporting cast, the settings, the musical score, and how about the Vienna setting? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I want to post new videos, and make sure you give us a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.